All right. Someone's asking about our pistons. We have these gorgeous jewelry-like J Pistons here.
Don't drop it.
With, if you can see the...
Yep. Focus will
Probably
grab that
cannot
or
see.
not.
They have a silkscreen 034 on the bottom, which is a 034 specified part. These are made for us by J Pistons. We've been working with J Pistons for 15 years at least. These are retailing for $2,100 for a set of 6, which includes upgraded high strength wrist pins and very high quality Japanese rings, which we'll go into more detail. They do lower compression, so factory in the S4 application. Compression's 11 to
11.2 or
11,
something.
11.2 to 1. We reduce it to 10 to 1.
Which is the same as like the RS5.
RS5 is 10 to 1. The reason why we lowered the compression is it gives you, especially on pump gas like 91, 93, but even on the E85, it gives you the ability to run more timing and still make more power without the limit of the higher compression. So for lower power levels like stock, the higher compression makes sense.
Yes.
But when you start making more power with boost, the timing combined with the boost and the lower compression will overall be a safer and more powerful.
Specifically for like pump gas fuels like 91,
91,
93.
93, yeah. Not as much for E85 because E85 is so detonation resistant.
Yeah. But it is also a much stronger piston, so the more and more power we're going to be making, the pistons themselves are much stronger.
The reason we made these pistons is for increased power levels. These should be combined and used with the powder rods that we also offer. Combined with the rods and pistons, you essentially address the bottom end strength concerns and the torque limits of the factory rods and pistons. Factory pistons have been more failure. I wouldn't say they're egregiously failure prone, but we have seen cracked pistons, which is a sign of the lack of strength. And these J pistons being forged from a single slug of billet aluminum are substantially stronger. They will not crack like that. Certainly not on any conceivable power levels. And then with the lower compression, it's a really high strength, high performance piston application. They are coated on the skirts to be compatible with the aluminum blocks in these Audi motors. Audi's not the only company that has aluminum blocks. Virtually everything out there is aluminum now. And JE has developed coating technology along with other companies to be fully compatible with aluminum blocks. Someone's asking, will these require a new tune, or can I run them with your existing off-the-shelf tuning? We don't have a definitive position on that. We believe that off-the-shelf tunes should be compatible with these pistons, certainly in the RS5.
Yeah, we will have lower compression optimized calibrations coming.
Yeah, but we will offer specific calibrations for these pistons eventually to utilize the higher power and torque capabilities that the rods and pistons provide. We offer a full kit to upgrade the bottom end with all your existing components. Yes, it's currently live on the site. It's $4,800, which includes powder rods, these JE pistons, and then our head stud and main stud kit. Presumably, you'll need some head gasket, factory head gaskets, which we should list. We need to list. And you can check out your rod and main bearings. Chances are they're reusable if they haven't been damaged. So let us know if you have any questions about these. These are in stock, ready to ship. We've been getting quite a few questions about them. These do utilize the factory wrist pin size, which is 20 millimeters, I believe. These pistons will work with factory rods, although I really don't see the point of doing just the piston. Although actually the pistons have been much more failure prone than the rods. So,
They have, yeah. Yeah.
I think in a lot of cases you could run the current, high output stage 3 files with these pistons and be much safer. But I haven't seen a bent rod yet.
We haven't, no.
No.
Nope.
Like ejecting a rod out the block or anything like that. There are concerns that forged pistons make too much noise. Will that falsely set off the knock sensor? Forged pistons are noisier.
It's generally in the cylinder wall clearance itself.
It is, but because of the alloy and the way this material expands, you do need bigger clearances. So when the engine is cold, it's common to hear. If you've ever heard like a semi, like clack, 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 that's for the same issue that they use. The diesel engines use in many cases forged pistons of similar construction and design to this, and so the cylinder wall clearances need to be bigger to allow the material to expand more, where like cast or some of the factory alloys have a lower thermal expansion rate. So there can be you can usually hear when a motor has forged pistons like this. We can't say for sure how noisy these are in this application, and certainly if there's any impact on knock sensing or tuning, we will provide a calibration to optimize for that. But for now, we've come out with the pistons. We are putting these in a motor as we speak, and we're making them available to the market at the same time we have them, and we will continue to develop around these. So this is only the very beginning of forged built motor world for B9. The new rods and pistons need to be machine shop balanced once assembled. It's a good idea. I mean, if you take your motor to the machine shop, they will balance everything. And generally, that's what we would recommend.
So I'm asking these pistons are for the B9 S4. Yes. Yeah, these are the 3-liter B9 S4, S5, SQ5.
Yeah. They're probably too big for the RS5, right? The RS5 has a smaller bore. These are huge. They're 84 mil? 84.5. 80, they're 82.5? Something I saw said 84. Maybe that was
84.5.
Yeah, they're 84.5. So in the VAG world, this is a big piston.
Yeah.
Used to be like 83 was huge. I wonder if you could throw a piston this big in an i5 or an 18 or something.
88 mil bore spacing, so probably not.
Yeah. I think 83.5 is the biggest I ever did. So, yes, but these are specifically for the 3.0T EA839.